Well, I'm on my way down to the Ponte Vecchio and to the Uffizi to book my ticket. And here's the famous boar. You see him dripping water out of his mouth. And we've got one of these in Sydney by the, no, this is the original, by the Sydney hospital. So you have to rub his nose and wish. So here we go. I'm rubbing and wishing. Rub and wish. Rub and wish. And there we go. I've rubbed and wished. I wonder what his name is. I don't know what his name is. He has a very nice soft look in his eye. Okay, now this is a leather market. Okay, well worth coming to see later. Look at those leather messenger bags hanging up there. Oh dear. Anyway, yes, I'm on an early morning stroll. It's about just coming up to 7:30, and lethal looking trucks driving around all over the place. I'm on my way down to the Ponte Vecchio following my Google Maps, so I will switch off until I get there. Oh my god, I found the David. The David in the piazza, not the David in the, not the real David. Oh. How amazing. Just literally down the street. And here's the famous, this is such a famous piazza. Look, you recognise it? And there are no people here. What a stroke of luck. I think the Perseus the Perseus is here, the Bernini statue of Perseus. Well, look, with, yes, craggy. It's so quiet. You wait till you see what I can see. Now, obviously, this is, look at this. Look at this. Okay. If you can't see it properly because of the sun, I'll go around so I can get rid of the glare. Obviously she's new. Looking at her phone. Oh, this magnificent building. I'll know the name of it sooner or later. Oh my god. Bells tolling for mass. She's lovely, I love her. Her feet, look at her feet. How lovely and shiny they are. There are people coming here. I'm sort of so pleased that they're here and there's hardly anybody here. Noisy with all the trucks driving by, clean-up trucks. Oh, look at this. No water, unfortunately. I'll be fighting to see this in about 3 hours' time. So lucky. So lucky. You can see the David there, can't you? This is a dream. Look at the faces, cast in bronze, fashioned in marble, the horses. Tony would love to see these horses. He should come to, well, he must know Florence so well. He's a great master of painting horses in watercolour, and they're always active like that, nostrils flared. I think this is the famous Florentine lion. Symbolic, very symbolic. And is that Salome? And now here he is, and there's nobody underneath him. So lucky. I've got to see the real thing tomorrow. Right. This is where he originally was. Okay. He was originally here. And as I go up, he was moved because the original marble was just being disintegrating because of the pollution. Look at that. And the perspective of the hand is really interesting because Michelangelo never considered that he would be seen at this level, eye level. He was supposed to be placed high up on an architrave at the cathedral, but he never got there. And the increased size of the hand was to help the perspective. And this is obviously, this is still marble. Or don't ask me. And here, look at this one. Say goodbye to David for a little while, because we'll see him again in another couple of, tomorrow. Bye bye, David. By the way, it's a wonderful series on TV called David and what was it called? Oh, I'll find out what it was called and tell you later, but it's about the story of David. Maybe it's called The Story of David. It's a fantastic series. Talks about, it tells the story of David and Jonathan and Judah and the birth of the Kingdom of Israel. It's very, very good. It really gives you a perspective on the time. Here we go. Now look. There's the Bellini. These are. Just look at this. Can I go in? No, I've gone out. Go in. The rape of the Sabine women? I don't know. I'd have to look them up. And then this one. Perseus with Medusa, the head of Medusa by Bellini. So famous. Look at that. Look at the blood spurting out from her neck. And then as we go up, that sword is so lethal. The way it's cut in the bronze. And up again we go. Up again we go to the divine face. It's absolutely divine. And then the head of Medusa, who doesn't look horrified to have had her head chopped off. The snakes are all dead. Perseus has his wings on his head. And Medusa looks fairly calm and in sleep. Probably liberated from the terrible curse that she's been given. Isn't that stunning? I'll walk out a little bit. Just look at the physique. Sorry about all this traffic. I mean, you can't be sorry for it. It's necessary, but it's just traffic and the noise of babbling. Wow. It's always been a really famous favourite statue of mine. Now these two lions, I'll come back out again a little bit, that's better. Okay, you've got these fabulous lions. Say goodbye to Perseus. Bye bye Perseus. And here's these beautiful lions. And then there's that famous statue at the back. Did I see a version? Is that Achilles with his lover? Oh, Jesus, look at the weight. You can feel the weight of the body that he's holding and the grief. Lord have mercy. Absolutely stunning. And then we have another lion. And the more sad word to say by women again. I'll look these up. We've got a, oh Jesus, look at that. My arms beginning to ache, holding the camera, holding the phone. And then you've got that with the centaur, I think it's Hercules fighting a centaur. Oh, shot wrong way. That's better. Absolutely stunning. Well, how lucky am I to have been able to just wander along at 7:30 in the morning and witness this without the hordes. The closer I get to the Ponte Vecchio, the more I recognise the style of architecture, because the older it is, the further you go in, the older the city. And that typical ochre sienna type ochre colour. It's not so much sienna, it's dusty yellow ochre. Typical. Yeah, very nice. €35, very nice. Grazie. Yes, well, okay. I thought he was doing stuff that was sort of new, different. Anyway, I'm on Porto Vecchio now. These, when they open up, are all jewellers. Wonderful jewellers shops, apparently BB was saying. Absolutely glorious. And they're covered up with these fantastic wooden awnings. And in the middle, in the centre, there's fabulous views of the Arno. Much more comfortable to walk in Florence than it is either in Florence, both in Florence or in Rome. The pavers are smoother. Okay, we'll go to the western side of the Porto Vecchio and I'll show you the view. There we go. Glorious morning. Peaceful as the river. Wonderful reflections in the water. Scullers sculling. Swifts and swallows. These are swifts because they're bigger. Swallows are little, swifts are bigger. You see them? There they are. You can see the swallows, the swifts. Okay, then we go past this lovely sculpture. It's bronze. There's more and more people now than it was before. And then we look at the eastern side. And the sun rising over the Uffizi gallery. And that's basically where I need to get to pretty fast to pick up my ticket. So do a little bit of a meander again and I will sign off. Okay, well these are the queues. There are two queues. It's very confusing. Which queues is which? I've been told by my guide to come to door 1, but there's no indication on the actual door whether it's door 1 or door 2, and they say go to door 3 to enter. So I'm not sure. There's a lot of people suddenly leaving across there to come over there. So it's difficult to. Just going to take in the piece of this balcony area, which is where the cafe is, which is not actually open yet, but this charming, lovely Italian customer service lady, girl really, she was so helpful because there's a vast staircase. The instructions are to go to the second floor and use the elevator. Well, the elevator's out of service, so I stood at the bottom of this grand staircase that's actually looks like it's going up to heaven, and I went to a customer service person and they said, oh no, you've got to cross to the other side, so you've got to go across the outside, across the piazza and go up the elevator on the other side of the building. So, and then Went out of that room and went into another room and said to another customer service lady, girl, and she said, "Oh, follow me," and took me right there, right to the elevator on the other side of this piazza, and here I am now, exactly in the right place, on the second floor, the beginning of the Renaissance collection. Now, who else is going to be able to see that? I was really privileged.